So yeah, that's sort of my verdict really. If you'd like to buy one, go and buy one. Well, hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, as I promised, we've got in the shed the New Holland, the T5 140. So I'm just going to start it up and we're going to muck out a shed with it today. So it's a T5 and it's a 140, so it is 140 horsepower for a small compact tractor for around the yard. So it's also fitted with a stall front loader, which is painted in New Holland livery, and it's also got rear wheel weight. So it's a lovely looking tractor, and the idea is that it's for the small to medium mixed farmer who wants to have a good machine for around the yard, doing yard jobs, feeding livestock in the winter, and then you can also put it on small attachments throughout the year, such as a small cultivator or a topper, something like that. So I say small, by today's standards, it is probably a slightly smaller tractor, as everything just seems to be getting bigger and bigger in farming nowadays, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know. But I must say, one thing which has really struck me since having this tractor over a couple of days is that it's ergonomically been very well designed. It's got the larger T7 cab on it. It's also as well got a command screen in there, so you can use, as we'll see in there in a minute, GPS and auto steer on it if you so wish. So it's got some premium features for a small tractor, if that makes sense. And it's also got the 4-cylinder Iveco engine, which I forgot to mention to you guys, which has it hasn't got an EGR valve, this tractor. It's only got an AdBlue system, which makes it a bit more reliable. And there she is, T5 140. So going into the cab, a chicken or a bird or something's missed down the side. But yeah, look at this cab. It's like the T7s. It's got the half leather with suede in the middle, and it's also as well got the big monitor on the right hand side. So we will see. Oh, hello, Clove. You're coming in the T5, and something which is pretty cool really is on the roof. You've got a cutout, so you can see if you're loading bales, for example, you can see them quite high up. So we'll just put the key in, turn the ignition on, and we'll start her up. Put the clutch in. It's a manual transmission, power shift. Oh, well, semi-auto actually. She's a nice little thing actually. She is tidy, and it's got the new cab layout, so this is all in like a chrome up here, and then you've got the lights, you've got the 12-volt socket there, and the radio, air conditioning controls. It's very nice, and something I really like is this little cubby hole which you can let a bit of fresh air in. I think that's such a good idea. And then on the front you've got your windscreen, which is panoramic, and you can actually get rid of it with a sun visor if you don't want to see that. So if I just knock it, it goes back as well. So then we've also got the latest IntelliView monitor here, so it's got all of the good stuff we need to do some larger jobs if we want to keep track of any data. And you can also have just a standard, like a small analog computer, if you don't want all of this, if you don't want this big screen on here, which I think is quite a good idea, because sometimes a smaller farmer just wants a simple machine. And I love, actually, just looking at this here, the new joystick. It's like a kind of oval sphere, and it's very light and very ergonomic. And the loader, I must say as well, is really responsive. And if you push the button here and push it to the right, you'll see the grab just opening up there. We've got a half grab, so it's got a grab on the top and then a bucket on the bottom. And yeah, it's really responsive. It is not bad. Visibility is very good as well, I must say, for a loader tractor. You can see pretty much to the bottom of the bonnet because it's sloping down. And yeah, I like it. The hydraulics are quick. After my Clover's not out there somewhere. And we'll take this out and we'll just go and muck that shed out. All you've got to do to go forward is take the handbrake off and just knock it forward with the shuttle, and then I've just got here the automatic mode. So if you press the auto, it'll go into auto, and we can go down to, say, B1. So the full B range is now in auto, so if I knock it forwards, it will then change gear itself. So as I increase the revs, I don't know if you guys can hear the gear changes. it's not going to be as quick as say mucking this out with the loader, the telehandler. You get used to it after a while. You know, it's so quick to do mucking out jobs like these. But for a smaller farmer, a tractor like this would be fine. It would be absolutely, you know, fantastic, because you're able to do two different tasks: material handling, and then all of your PTO and rear linkage applications, such as pulling trailers and pulling implements. So it's the best of both worlds. And if it takes a bit longer, it takes a bit longer, you know, to do the jobs. But certainly, I'd say, pretty good looking tractor as well. You know, they've nailed the practicality, the function, and the looks as well, I think. Something else which it's got the boom suspension, which I think is quite a good idea, because you can go over like a big bump, and the loader will just take it with the rams, which I think is quite a clever idea. So just drop this onto the pile, give it a little shake out, and see, that's the advantage of the panoramic windscreen, is that you can see when the loader's high up in the air. So if you were stacking some bales or loading up a trailer, it's a really good idea. And I know I've said that about the telehandler, you know, I'm so used to the telehandler doing this job that, you know, I'm missing the loader right now, the teleporter. But if you were a small farmer with 50 cattle or 100 acres, and all you wanted to do was just have something which mucked out your sheds and did some topping every year, this tractor would be a really good option to look at. You know, it's absolute luxury for a small size farmer. So an automatic gearbox, responsive hydraulics, with a stole loader and the suspension on there. I mean, what more do you need? And a lovely big cab. It's a contender. It's something you should put on your list to maybe look at. Okay, so I'm just back in the Manitou here, as you can see, and we've just got the New Holland back in the shed. And as I said, it's a good tractor. It's a great all-round tractor for somebody. They are, if you want to buy a new one, it's about 70,000 to 80,000, depending on how you spec them. And it's sort of an interesting dilemma we had last year. You know, do we just have one tractor and do everything with that, or do you buy like a forklift or a telehandler and then have a tractor? And we've always believed in just having a telehandler and a tractor, if you know what I mean. You can pick this telehandler up. Manitou's low hours for sort of 50,000 now, something like that. You could get an older one. A friend of mine picked up a lovely 735 the other day with only about 500 hours, and it looks immaculate. So I mean, if you were doing low hours on your telehandler, you could have a telehandler and look after it for 15 years, and a tractor as well. And I know which one I'd rather do the mucking out with. And then you can load up, you know, if you're like loading up implements, you can load up your muck spreader just with the tractor and the telehandler. You haven't got to take your muck spreader off all day. You haven't got to take the trailer off all day, get on and off. This is, although it's a modern tractor, it's kind of the past in a way, because it's a small tractor trying to be a big tractor with the cab. It's a big cab, T7, and it's got a computer on it. So it would have to be an affordable price for somebody to want to buy it. And I'm sorry, but I think 70,000 is a lot of money to be spending on a loader tractor, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's sort of my verdict really. If you'd like to buy one, go and buy one. They are a good yard tractor. Otherwise, just buy a second-hand telehandler and a second-hand tractor and work your way up until you get a decent tractor, and then just keep a second-hand telehandler knocking around. That's what I think. Yeah. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to finish off mucking out the pens with this loader. Yeah, thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one on Tuesday.